Ever feel like you're searching for your tribe?
Mm-hmm.
That place where you truly belong?
Yeah.
Well, we're diving into Pasquale M Palmieri's play, Lazarus.
Okay.
And trust me, this one goes deep.
All right.
Exploring themes of societal rejection, identity,
Yeah.
even throwing in a bit of cosmic pondering for good measure.
I like it.
So get ready,
Let's do it.
because this is going to be fun.
All right.
What I find fascinating about this play is how Palmieri sets the stage.
Okay.
Literally in a departure lounge.
Oh, interesting.
It's like we're all stuck there with the characters,
Yeah.
waiting for that metaphorical flight to belonging to take off.
Right. Like we're all kind of in that same boat.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's fascinating is how Palmieri sets the stage, literally, in a departure lounge.
Oh, I like that.
It's like we're all stuck there with the characters,
Yeah.
waiting for that metaphorical flight to belonging to take off.
Right.
So,
Okay, so let's talk about David,
okay.
our main character. He calls himself an interstellar migrant,
Interesting.
which I think perfectly captures that feeling of being adrift, searching for a home planet that maybe doesn't even exist.
Right, that feeling of not belonging anywhere.
Yes.
You're constantly searching.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to cope with this feeling of being kind of lost in space,
Yeah.
he uses humor as a shield, right?
Oh, absolutely. Humor is a defense mechanism.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
He calls himself exceptionally abnormal.
Right.
Almost like he's trying to laugh off the pain of being different.
It's like, yeah, I'm different, but it's okay because I'm exceptionally abnormal.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Make a joke about it.
But that's where Dave comes in.
Yeah.
And things get really interesting.
All right, Dave. The double. Lay it on me.
All right, Dave. The double.
Okay.
It's one of those theatrical devices that can feel a little unnerving at first.
Right. It's a little creepy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But the play describes Dave as being dressed as David and hiding inside him since birth.
Huh.
What's Palmieri going for there?
Okay, so imagine your deepest anxieties.
Okay.
Those nagging doubts you try to keep hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Dave is like those anxieties given flesh and bone.
Wow.
He's a physical manifestation of everything David wants to escape about himself.
Oh, that's a really interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
And get this. Dave doesn't pull punches.
Oh, no.
He calls David out on his issues.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like what?
The strained relationship with his mom, always feeling inadequate.
It's like that inner critic.
Yes.
Just magnified.
How's having your inner critic amplified 1,000 times over?
1,000 times over, yeah.
And what's interesting is that Dave implies we all have at least one double.
No. Well, great. So it's not just David who's dealing with it.
No, we all have these hidden anxieties, right?
Right, those little voices in our heads.
Maybe even a whole entourage of them.
A whole entourage. Oh my gosh, a cocktail party.
Right. Imagine that cocktail party with all those doubles.
I don't know if I wanted.
But seriously, it makes you think about the different versions of ourselves. We try to juggle the one we show the world and the one we keep hidden.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's the human experience in a nutshell.
Exact.
Trying to understand all the different parts of ourselves.
And just when David's grappling with all of this,
Yeah.
enter Rachel, drawn to the same departure lounge, seeking her own form of escape.
Interesting. So they're both looking for a way out?
Now, Rachel's got a story, too.
Okay.
Former Olympic gymnast.
Wow.
Battling the scars of a traumatic past.
A lot to carry.
But here's the kicker. She can't even see Dave.
Oh, wow. So the doubles are invisible to others.
It's like these doubles are deeply personal, invisible to everyone else.
Interesting.
They're a reflection of our individual journeys.
Right.
But what's really intriguing is that Rachel reveals she also had an encounter with her double.
Oh.
Someone named Rachel.
Rachel. Okay.
Even their names are subtly different, just like David and Dave.
Subtle, but significant.
So we're not just dealing with doubles, but doubles with their own distinct identities, even if it's just a slight variation on the original.
It's like our fears, our hidden selves, they're unique to us.
Yes.
Shaped by our own experiences.
And this shared experience with their doubles,
Yes.
I think, is what initially draws David and Rachel together.
Right. They have this strange thing in common.
They're both searching for answers, feeling like outsiders.
Two sides of the same coin, maybe?
In a way, they're both looking for a way out of themselves, out of their pasts.
Trying to outrun their own shadows.
But that begs the question, can you ever truly escape who you are?
That's the question, isn't it?
Or are these encounters in this strange departure lounge just another form of avoidance?
Right. Are they really confronting their problems or just delaying the inevitable?
And as we move into part 2 of the play,
Okay, here we go.
things get even more intense as David and Rachel start to unpack those painful past experiences revealing the events that shaped them and their doubles.
I'm hooked. Let's do it.
It's like they've been circling each other in this departure lounge,
Yeah.
drawn together by this shared sense of otherness.
Right, like they recognize something in each other.
But it's in part 2 that those walls really start to come down.
Okay.
And they reveal the events that shaped them.
And they start to open up.
Yeah.
Okay.
David opens up about his childhood,
Yeah.
and you start to understand where some of his deep-seated insecurities stem from.
Okay.
He talks about his parents' relationship,
Uh-huh.
particularly how his mother would constantly belittle his father.
Oh, wow.
It sounds incredibly toxic.
It was. And for David, it created this impossible standard.
Yeah.
He felt like he constantly had to prove himself to his mother
Yeah.
to earn her love and validation,
Wow.
which he tragically never received.
And without that foundation of unconditional love,
Yeah.
it's no wonder he struggles with feelings of inadequacy.
Right. He never felt good enough,
Exactly.
no matter what he did.
And speaking of burdens, Rachel's past is no less heartbreaking. She reveals that she was sexually abused by her uncle as a child.
Oh, that's awful.
She talks about the confusion, the powerlessness she felt at such a young age.
It's just heartbreaking.
It's a stark reminder of how childhood trauma can have a lasting impact,
Absolutely.
shaping our perceptions of ourselves and the world around us.
Right. It stays with you.
And what struck me was how both David and Rachel internalized the blame for the abuse they endured.
Oh, that's so common, though.
It's sadly a common response.
Yeah.
But it's heartbreaking nonetheless.
It is.
They carry that weight of responsibility even though it was never theirs to bear.
Exactly. And it manifests in different ways, right?
Yes.
For David,
Yeah.
it's this need for external validation.
Right.
While for Rachel,
Yeah.
it manifests as a struggle to trust,
Okay.
to feel safe in her own skin.
And what's fascinating is how their doubles play into this.
Okay, how so?
It's like Dave and Rochelle, as unsettling as they might seem,
Yeah.
actually encourage David and Rachel to confront those painful memories.
They're like forcing them to face it head on.
It's like they're holding up a mirror,
Yeah.
forcing them to acknowledge the hurt, but also to recognize their own strength in surviving.
It's like they're saying, this happened, but look at you. You're still here.
That's such a powerful way to look at it.
Right.
They're not there to torment them.
No,
They're there to guide them towards healing.
it's interesting.
There's even a point where Dave uses the phrase, killing your double.
Oh, killing your doubles. What does that even mean?
Right.
That's intense.
It's a powerful image because
Yeah.
you can't literally kill a part of yourself,
Right. They're a part of you.
but you can learn to integrate it,
Right.
to understand it.
To make peace with it, in a way.
It's about confronting those darker aspects of ourselves, not running from them.
Right. Accepting all parts of yourself, the good and the bad.
And it seems like that's the only way to truly move forward.
To break free from the past.
Precisely. It's like shedding those layers of pain and self-doubt, allowing yourself to move closer to your authentic self.
It's a process. Right.
It's not easy.
It's like that saying,
What's that?
the only way out is through. But Lazarus isn't just about confronting personal demons, is it?
No, there's more to it.
The play also explores these larger existential themes.
Okay.
This feeling of being adrift in a vast and often indifferent universe.
Right. Like we're all just a small part of something much bigger.
Absolutely. And this is where the play's title, Lazarus, takes on another layer of meaning.
Oh, how so?
It's not just about personal resurrection,
Okay.
but also about grappling with our place in the grand scheme of things.
So like a cosmic resurrection as well.
So we're moving from this intimate exploration of individual trauma to this vast cosmic landscape.
Okay, following you.
Exactly. And David, with his fascination with physics and astronomy, becomes our guide.
Interesting. Okay.
He even compares himself to a photon,
A photon.
constantly in motion, never quite finding a place to land. Always searching, never settling.
Which, when you think about it, is a pretty apt metaphor for how many of us feel at times,
Totally.
searching for that place where we truly belong.
That sense of belonging, it's elusive.
Absolutely. And that search for meaning, that yearning for connection, it's a universal experience.
We all crave it, right?
It's like we're all interstellar migrants in a way,
Just floating through space,
searching for that home planet that might not even exist.
hoping to find our place in the universe.
And yet, there's something profoundly comforting in that shared experience, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like we're all in this together.
Knowing that we're not alone in feeling lost in questioning our place in the universe.
Exactly. We're all just trying to figure it out.
And it's in those moments of shared vulnerability,
Yeah.
of recognizing our common humanity,
That's when we connect.
that something truly remarkable happens.
Okay, so what happens? Tell me more.
And this brings us to one of the most intriguing parts of the play, the introduction of Jack and the unexpected connection between David and Rachel's journeys. We've talked about those moments where you stumble across something,
Right.
a book, a song,
Yeah.
maybe even a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like it was written just for you.
Totally.
That's what happens in part 3 of Lazarus.
Okay, what do you mean?
Rachel,
Yeah.
remember, she's our former Olympic gymnast grappling with her own past traumas.
Yeah.
She pulls out her diary
Okay.
and starts reading this passage about empty space.
Empty space. What, like outer space?
It's not just any passage, though.
All right.
What she's written in her diary eerily echoes what David was saying earlier about photons,
Oh, really?
about constantly being in motion, searching for a place to land.
So they're both thinking about the same things.
It's almost spooky how their thoughts seem to converge, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like they planned it.
Right.
Rachel even mentions that she dove into physics as a way to cope with her trauma.
Oh, wow. So it's like a way to make sense of things.
And that's what makes it so compelling.
Okay.
It suggests a different way of looking at the universe, at our place in it.
Okay, how so?
It's like by confronting our inner world,
Yeah.
those shadows we try to keep hidden,
Mm-hmm.
we also open ourselves up to a deeper connection with something much larger than ourselves.
So, like, our inner world is connected to the outer world.
So we're talking about microcosm and macrocosm, right?
Okay.
Personal struggles reflected on a cosmic scale.
Right, I'm with you.
Exactly. And this is where the character of Jack enters the picture.
Okay, who's Jack?
He's a photographer,
A photographer, okay.
someone who observes and captures moments in time.
Right, like a witness to life.
But in Palmieri's world, Jack is more than just a photographer.
Oh, really?
He's almost like a conduit between these different realms of reality.
A conduit, that's an interesting way to put it. So what do you mean by that?
He's fascinated by their doubles.
Okay,
And he asks this really thought-provoking question.
let's do that.
What if those doubles are capturing the moments we miss while we're busy focusing on other things? What if they're the keepers of those almost moments, those feelings and experiences that slip through the cracks of our awareness?
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. So you're saying our doubles are like living these parallel lives.
It's a mind-bending concept, but it makes you think about all the different layers of reality.
Right, like there's more to life than what we see on the surface.
Absolutely. And it challenges us to consider the possibility that our thoughts, our perceptions, might have more power than we realize.
So our thoughts shape our reality.
So we've got these parallel journeys, David and Rachel confronting their pasts, searching for meaning in a seemingly indifferent universe, their thoughts echoing each other, and now this photographer capturing it all through a lens that sees more than meets the eye.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is.
And that's the beauty of Lazarus.
What is?
It takes these big existential questions and grounds them in these intimate, relatable human experiences.
Right, so it's both universal and personal at the same time.
And ultimately, it's a story about connection.
Right. Yeah, I can see that.
David and Rachel, despite their different backgrounds, their different traumas, find solace in recognizing their shared humanity.
They find common ground in their struggles.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And they find that connection through their shared experience of feeling like outsiders, through their exploration of physics and the cosmos, and through their willingness to confront those darker aspects of themselves.
It's like they needed each other to finally see themselves clearly.
And that ending, with David and Rachel on stage, bathed in the ethereal glow of David Bowie's Heroes playing in the background. It's like a moment of transcendence.
It sounds powerful.
It is.
It is. It's a powerful reminder that even in the vastness of the universe, amidst the chaos and uncertainty of life, connection is possible.
Lazarus definitely leaves us with more questions than answers.
Yeah, it makes you think.
But that's the hallmark of a truly great work of art, right? It stays with you long after you've finished experiencing it, prompting you to look inward and outward, to question your assumptions, and maybe even to find solace in the vast, often terrifying beauty of existence.
Yeah, and to remember that we're not alone in that.
And isn't that what a good deep dive is all about?